Okay, so today I'm going to talk about Section A of 2020 and 2023 January exam. First of all, the first questions. Having difficulty with this. The 2020 question 1, number A. As a trader for AMBS hedge fund, you see the following price quote from a bank. The price quotes are valid today, so 1 year dollar deposit and loan interest rate, bid rate and ask rate, and spot exchange rates are given like this. GBP USD. 1 year forward exchange rate are also given. Bid, ask, bid, ask. Assume that the covered interest rate parity hold. So be careful. We have to use the covered interest rate parity with transaction cost because we have bid and ask price. Let's go to topic 2.1. So this is the last page of the session slide for practice questions on topic 2.1. So here is a summary of the CIP with transaction cost. We have two different cases, right? So the first case for dollar and pound, if what you need to pay after 1 year, so you're gonna borrow pound. So this is the one you have to pay after 1 year. And this is the what you get from converting pound and investing into dollar money market. After 1 year, you're gonna get this one. So if this inequality hold, then you can make profit, arbitrary profit, right? It's case 2. So here you are borrowing dollar today. This is the one you have to pay after 1 year. And this is by converting the dollar into pound, sorry, and put that pound amount into pound money market. After 1 period, you're going to convert pound back into dollar, right? So this is the one you're going to get after 1 year. So in this case, you can implement arbitrage strategy, you can make profit. Now, in the first question, we assume CIP hold with transaction cost. So we need to use these two cases. When this is true or this is true, CIP holds, so you cannot implement arbitrage based strategy. So what is the meaning of this one? What you have to pay is bigger than what you're gonna get. If you borrow a pound, what you have to pay, the pound amount, pound interest rate is bigger than what you're gonna get. This one, you borrow dollar after 1 year, what you have to pay is bigger than what you're gonna get. So we're gonna use this formula, right? That's what we are using here. So we are using, instead of dollar pound, we are using more general formula, D and F. Now, given GBP USD, it's natural to replace F with GBP pound and replace D with dollar. That's what we have here. The first case. If this is the case, then CIP hold, and what you have to pay is bigger than what you're gonna get. So you're not gonna implement arbitrage strategy. So case 1, this is first CIP formula, and this is the second CIP formula. Here we have 1 plus pound ask rate, what you need to pay after 1 year, right? And this is what you're gonna get after 1 year. So we have two different cases, either borrowing dollar or borrowing pound. Now, given this one, and every number is given. So what is pound dollar ask rate? It's a 3.625%. What is dollar per pound bid rate? It's given 1.25. What is a pound bid rate? It's not given. So this is not given. And what is the dollar per pound ask rate? 1.1642. So we're gonna put all the number, and this is unknown. Okay, so we're gonna put all the number. Now, before putting the number, it's better to rearrange the inequality like this. So only unknown, the pound bid rate is on the right-hand side, and everything else, so these and this and this are number. So this is a natural way of rewriting this inequality. So unknown is in the one side, all the noun variable, noun numbers are in the other side. So we put number 1.1642 as great. Dollar is great. for the price bid rate. So plugging this number, we get 0.9651. So what do we have here? If this is true, then this is true. So CIP hold. So this is the condition for CIP, CIP satisfied. What about the second case? So here, what is the pound interest rate? We don't know that. So ask rate of the pound interest rate is not given. Other than that, all other things are given. So bid rate of spot exchange rate, GBP/USD 1.1602. Dollar bid rate is 3.5%. How can you have negative interest rate? Yes, that is observed in real life. You can see that in one of the actually lecture slide. During this quantitative easing period, there was a negative interest rate. Okay, so if we put the number here, if you compute this one, now we can say that this is the second condition. So this is first conditions. If this is true, CIP hold. If this is true, CIP hold. So assume that covered interest rate parity hold, we use two formula to get the range of the pound bid rate and pound ask rate, right? So that's the question A. Any questions? So given CIP with transaction cost formula, everything else is number except for pound interest rate, bid rate, and ask rate. So we can get the range of the bid rate and ask rate using this one. Can you get what the bid rate is less than or equal to? So this is a CIP formula. Equality, what is the meaning of equality? What you have to pay after 1 year is the exactly same as what you're gonna get. So there is no reason to implement CIP strategy. You're gonna get zero profit. So we can put equality here. That equality is remain even here. It's nothing more than that. If you want, you can remove equality because equality, it doesn't matter. You can implement arbitrage strategy or you don't have to implement arbitrage strategy. The equality is not that important in that sense. Anyway, so next page. Now the question B, we have number 4, bid rate of pound interest rate, ask rate of pound interest rate. So bid and ask. Now we're gonna compare these number with the conditions. So previous page, I showed you if this is the case, CIP hold. And if this is the case, CIP hold. Let's put the number here. So if we put 1%, so 0.01 here and 0.01125 here, obviously you see this. This is bigger than 0.9651, so CIP doesn't hold. CIP violation exists for this case. So we have an arbitrage opportunity. What about the second case? Second case, if you plug in the number 1.01125, it's bigger than 0.9493, so CIP hold. Can you see what we are doing? The first case, the case from A, we used the formula for CIP with transaction cost. We got the range of the pound interest rate, and we're gonna compare that with the actual the number given in the question B and try to find out whether CIP hold or not. Oh, sorry for that. And then since we have an arbitrage opportunity, we're gonna implement arbitrage strategy. So what is gonna be arbitrage strategy? Remember, we start with this one. So if this is the case, there is no arbitrage opportunity, and we find out actually inequality is the other way around. So if we have this inequality, what you need to do? You're gonna borrow from lower side and you're gonna convert. So if this is the case, you're gonna borrow dollar and convert invest into pound, right? Here, we have the case. So we're gonna borrow dollar. This is the one you have to pay after 1 year. You're gonna convert dollar into pound. So you're gonna borrow $1. at the ask rate. So ask rate. And convert $1 into pound. Now you are gonna sell dollar. In terms of dealer point of view, dealer is buying dollar. So this should be bid price of the USD GBP. Remember, we are always interpreting this one in terms of dealer point of view. You, investors, is selling dollar, so dealer is buying dollar. The price you're gonna use is the bid price of the USD GBP. Now the problem is bid price of USD GBP is not given. Only the bid and ask price of the GBP USD is given. Can we compute bid price of USD GBP using the previous number? Yes, you can do that because we can use this formula. Reciprocal of the ask price of GBP USD, that is the equal to bid price of USD GBP, right? This is the same as this one. And we have number for this 1.1642. So you're gonna convert dollar into pound, and then you're gonna put pound into pound deposit, pound money market. That interest rate is gonna be bid rate. So you deposit at bid rate, you borrow at ask rate, right? So 1%. And then after 1 year, you're gonna sell the pound plus pound interest rate back into dollar. So you're gonna sell pound for today. So when you sell pound in terms of dealer point of view, dealer is buying pound. So should be bid price of GBPUSD in forward market. So that number is given $1.245 per pound. So this is going to be your arbitrage strategy. Given violations, go back to your initial conditions. So if this is the case, you have to borrow from lower side and convert invest into higher side, pound money market. So this is going to be our strategy. Any question on this one? Now, what is going to be the profit? The profit, we utilize this inequality. This is why you have to pay after 1 year. So as credit is 0.03625, so 1.03625. And we know what is this? What is this? The 1%, 1.25, 1.1642. So if you just compute this number, you get 1.084436. What is the interpretations? This is what you have to pay after 1 year. This is what you're gonna get after 1 year. So difference is gonna be your profit per, so this is, you should be careful, per every $1 borrowing. So we assume you borrow $1 after 1 year, you have to pay this one, right? So once you implement arbitrage strategy, what is going to happen to the equilibrium price? We talk about the similar things in page 20 of topic 2.1 slide. When you implement this strategy, first of all, you want to borrow dollar. Now, if you borrow dollars, bank may charge higher interest rate. So if everyone is trying to borrow, not just you, once you find out this opportunity, you're going to implement arbitrage strategy. Others will find the same inequality, so they will do the same arbitrage strategy. If everyone is trying to borrow dollar, that means the dollar ask rate will go up. Why ask rate? Because everyone is borrowing dollar at the ask rate. So ask rate is going to be higher than before. And then everyone is going to sell that borrowed dollar and convert that into pound in the spot market. That means in the spot market, there's more demand for pound. So spot exchange rate of dollar per pound. Why ask rate? Because you are selling pounds. So in terms of you are buying pounds. So in terms of dealer point of view, dealer is selling pounds. So the ask rate, and this should go up. More demand for pound means higher value for pound. So this should go up. And then once they get pound, they're going to deposit pound amount into the bank. So everyone is trying to put some money into the bank. The bank has reason to give you lower interest rate because everyone is trying to deposit to you. So you don't want to give higher interest rate. So pound interest rate will go down, the bid rate, deposit rate. And then after 1 year, you're going to convert pound back into dollars. That's the $4 per pound bid rate because you're selling pound in terms of dealer point of view. Dealer is buying pound. Now everyone is trying to get the dollars. That means dollar value will go up and the value of pound will go down. So Ford price will go down. So from this inequality, this one will go up, dollar is great, and this one will go down, this one will go down, and this one will go up. So at the end, you're gonna recover equality. Okay? In fact, if you are able to write down this inequality, it's very easy to compute the profit. You can just get the number here. And also you can easily think about this relationship. Why? Because this is less than, let me erase this one. This one is less than this one, means this should go up, this should go down, this should go down, this should go up. Why? So left-hand side should go up, right-hand side should go down, right? So 3, 4, this should go up, this should go down. So you can get this relationship even without thinking about this logic, right? Correctly. Any questions? This is 2020 question 1, A and B. Okay, so let's go to question 2, 2020 exam questions. Kim Deal, a portfolio manager for the AMBS hedge fund, observed the following price. The pound interest rate is given 12%, dollar interest rate is given 5%, spot exchange rate GBP USD is given 1.6, spot for the price is 1.5. So given this number, the AMBS research team has a good forecasting model for the spot exchange rate at T+1. So this is the forecast of the future exchange rate at T+1 after 1 year. Given this number, describe 2 alternative ways to implement the carry trade strategy. Let's go to UIP slide. So in UIP slide, we talk about this one. There are 2 different ways of implementing carry trade strategy. By the way, here, given these 2 interest rate, you have to borrow dollar and convert invest into pound. That's the carry trade. You have to borrow a currency with lower interest rate, dollar in these questions, and you have to convert and invest into pound money market, higher interest rate, right? So you have to do dollar carry trade here. And we have to explain 2 different ways of implementing dollar carry trade. Now, in the lectures and this review slide, we talk about this one. So 2 different ways of implementing dollar carry trade. When pound interest rate is bigger than dollar interest rate, exactly our case, you have to borrow $1, convert invest into pound for 1 year and converting pound back to dollar at T+1 at unknown future exchange rate. So you're not gonna remove FX risk. Then excess return from dollar carry trade looks like this. So what is the meaning of this one? This is the you're gonna borrow $1. This is the one you have to pay after 1 year. You have to pay back $1+ interest rate. What do we have here? You're gonna borrow $1 and then you're gonna convert that into pound. So this is the pound amount. Why reciprocal? Because this should be pound per dollar. Then dollar will be canceled and you're gonna get pound. Because you don't have pound per dollar, so this is the reciprocal. And you're gonna put that pound amount into pound deposit. So after 1 year, this is the one you're gonna get, pound amount. And then you're gonna convert pound back into dollar using future unknown exchange rate, right? So this is the so-called return, excess return. This looks like excess return because this is a risk-free rate, and this looks like return from dollar carry trade. So that's our first form of dollar carry trade. We need to calculate expected profit. So what is the expected profit? Expected profit is to take conditional expectation here. Then everything else is just number except for future unknown exchange rate at time t. So we're gonna put expectation here. So this is the expected excess return, right? So you are supposed to compute the same thing. So we have number for current exchange rate. We have number for pound interest rate, 12%. We have good forecasting model, 1.7 per dollar per pound, right? So this is 1.7. Dollar interest rate is 5%. So if you just compute this number, you're gonna get 0.414 dollar per every $1 borrowing. So be careful. You have to put this one too. You're not just get 0.14 dollar. You get this number per every $1 borrowing. That's the first way of implementing dollar carry trade. What is the second way of implementing dollar carry trade? We can buy high interest rate currency forward contract at the forward price, and we're gonna sell that £1. So when you buy £1 forward contract at the maturity, you're gonna give forward price and get £1, and you will be able to set that £1 in the future using future exchange rate. So that was the Mr. Buy's case, and the profit looks like this. So you're gonna pay forward to get £1, and you're gonna sell £1 to get the future exchange rate. What is the expected profit? You're gonna take expectations, and forward price is given at time t, so this is just number. So expectation only appear in front of future unknown exchange rate, and this become positive if the expectation is bigger than forward rate available at time t. Now, we can show that $2 carry trade are equivalent using this formula, right? So this is the excess return from the first version of carry trade. This is the profit from the second version of carry trade. By multiplying this number, if these left-hand side and right-hand side are equal, then we can say that the two ways of carry trade strategies, implementing carry trade strategies are equivalent, right? So we just compute the expected profit for the first version of dollar carry trade, borrowing dollar, converting, investing into pound. Second version, buying high interest rate currency forward. So I just explained this is the expected profit. Now the forecasting give us 1.7. So this is 1.7. And forward price is given 1.5. It's given here, 1.5. So $0.2. Now you have to be careful about this one, not just $0.2. This is profit per every £1 forward purchase, right? Now, we need to explain why two ways of implementations are essentially equivalent. So we're gonna verify this equality. The expected profit from the first version of carry trade is equal to some number times expected profit from second version of the dollar carry trade. So we know what is pound interest rate, 12%. We know what is current exchange rate, 1.6. And we know what is the expected value, 1.7. We know what is forward rate, 1.5. And we know what is this number from this one, $0.14. And if you compute everything here, you get the same number. So we just showed you why these two are equivalent. Any questions? Basically, this is the iterations of what I did in each practice questions. Nothing new, right? Now, Kim did argue that positive expected profit from the carry trade are not risk premium. So Kim did claim what you're gonna get from implementing carry trade is not a risk premium. Is this true, false, or uncertain? So at the time, it wasn't the MCQ questions, so you have to explain this one in your answer. In this year exam, you don't have to worry about this kind of question, but still you need to know the how to explain this, right? Now in topic 2.3, practice questions, we talk about this one. So we have expected profit for first version of implementing dollar carry trade. This looks like excess return. So if we use CAPM, we can replace this one with expected profit from implementing dollar carry trade, right? So instead of this one, we're gonna put here this one here, excess return. And once we get positive expected profit on average, how can we justify that? I explained this one should be always plus the expected profit from implementing the market excess return. This is the expected return, excess return, not the realized excess return. Realized excess return can be plus, minus, anything. But the expected profit, the excess return should be plus. If this is not plus, you're not gonna invest into stock market. So this is plus. So in order to get positive number here, beta should be positive, right? So if CAPM is a good model, why you are making positive profit from implementing dollar carry trade? Because beta is positive. Then what is the meaning of beta is positive? Beta is positive means when market goes down, the return from your strategy will go down. So you don't like to hold an asset giving you negative return during market downturn. You think it's risky. So before investing into that asset, you're gonna ask risk premium, and that risk premium will be realized in your repeated investment, right? That is our use of CAPM to justify why you are able to get the positive profit from this implementing carry trade strategy. So you are supposed to explain the exactly same thing here. That's just here. Well, if I explain a little bit more, when stock market goes down, the excess return from implementing dollar carry trade become negative. What is the meaning of that? When do we see negative EXR? If the future exchange rate go down, then we see negative number. So this number goes down, goes down, goes down, then the whole number can be negative, right? So what is the meaning of non-negative, declining value of future exchange rate? That means pound depreciations. So when market goes down, if pound tend to depreciate or high interest rate currency tend to depreciate, that means that is the meaning of positive beta for dollar carry trade. So you're gonna ask a premium. Now, I explained that unfortunately, if you test whether this is the case using the actual data, you find that using actual data, you find beta is equal to 0. So it means CAPM is not able to explain the positive profit from implementing carry trade, right? So you have to also mention this one to get perfect mark at the time. Positive expected profit from the carry trade are not risk premiums. Yeah, so if you accept this one, then if the CAPM is the right model, then you can claim that what you're gonna get from implementing carry trade is not a risk premium. It's something else. It's some extra profit you cannot explain. So in topic 6, we're gonna learn some other asset pricing model in FX market to try to think about how to justify the profit from implementing carry trade. Anyway, that's the question 2. Question 3, so explain clearly the rationale underlying the real interest rate parity conditions. So what is the real interest rate parity conditions? The ex ante real interest rate for any country across different countries are same. So in the lecture slide, I divide how to get it in page 12 to page 17. Basically, CIP, UIP, ex ante, relative PPP should hold, right? So when I ask this question, suppose the student are supposed to summarize the slide. They should memorize this one. But in this year's exams, there will be no derivation questions. So derivation itself is not important, but you still need to know when RIP hold, what is the meaning of that, right? So next one, yeah. No, not this one, sorry for that. Where is that next one? Yeah. You have to memorize this one, right? What is the meaning of real interest rate? What is the meaning of Fisher hypothesis? What is the meaning of real interest rate parity? And this one is very important. International parity conditions. Baker-Hardwick, Exhibit 10.2. You need to understand how to get the number in PH Exhibit 10.2. I explained this one, I think, clearly in the lectures. YCIP says the relationship between the forward discount and interest rate differential. YUIP says the relationship between expected depreciation rate and interest rate differential, right? So you have to know this one clearly for your exam. Derivation is not important, but you have to know that such things. Where is the, it's difficult to find it. I need to close. Very annoying. Yeah, so that's question 3 of 2020. So this is the end of the section A in 2020 exams. Let's go to 2023 exam questions. As a trader for the AMBS hedge fund, you see the following price from two different banks which are valid today. So 1-year euro deposit rate, bid rate, ask rate, dollar deposit and loan interest rate, bid rate, ask rate. Now we have one more complication here. So we have EUR, JPY, bid and ask rate. We have USD, JPY, bid and ask rate, right? And 1-year forward rate for EUR USD is given. So question A, calculate the spot exchange rate bid ask of the USD EUR. So we are supposed to use these two rates and use the cross rate formula to compute bid and ask rate of the USD EUR. So this is the based on the question 5 of the topic 1 practice question, Baker-Hardwick chapter 2. In these questions, so given bid and ask rate of the EUR USD, given bid ask rate of the USD JPY, you're supposed to compute bid and ask rate of EUR JPY, right? So we use cross rate formula. At the end, what is cross rate formula? EUR JPY is equal to EUR USD times USD JPY. So USD will be cancelled. We're gonna get EUR JP price, right? Now this is very easy to memorize. The bid price of EUR JPY is the bid price of EUR USD, bid price of USD JPY. You just have to multiply it. How to get the ask price? Ask price, this formula is also easy. Ask price of EUR US JPY is ask price of EUR USD, ask price of USD JPY. Okay, so you use triangular transactions and bid, ask, right? It's not that difficult to memorize. So this is the formula we're gonna use. So we have to use, for example, this one, the cross rate formula. USD EUR is equal to USD JPY and JPY EUR. So JPY will be cancelled and you're gonna get the price for USD EUR, right? Now we need to compute bid price of USD EUR and the ask price of USD EUR. So using this formula, USD JPY, JPY EUR, USD JPY, JPY EUR. So for computing bid price, bid. For computing ask price, ask, right? Now one more complication. The bid price of USD JPY is given. USD JPY is given or not? Where is this? Yeah, here. USD JPY bid rate is this one, ask rate is this one. That's given. So this one and this one is given. Here. What about bid price of JPY UR? We have bid ask price of UR JPY, not JPY UR. But we know that we can compute bid price of JPY UR using the reciprocal of the ask price of EUR JPY, right? We can compute ask price of JPY UR using reciprocal of the bid price of EUR JPY. So now we can put that number, the ask price 1 to 1.43 here and 1 to 1.12 here. So we can get this number easily. That's the question A. So we just compute the bid and ask price of the USD EUR. Any questions? Can you, do you have any question? No? Then let's go to the next page. So I just write down this, what we compute before here, the bid and ask of USD EUR. Now explain clearly why covered interest rate arbitrage can be undertaken and how the no arbitrage equilibrium can be recovered. So this is basically same question of the question 1 of the 2020 we just showed, just with some modifications, some more complex computations. You have to use cross rate. And also one thing you need to be careful here is the forward price is EUR USD, but the spot price is the USD EUR. So it's better to use the common denominator. In the answer, I'm going to compute EUR USD for spot. Then we have EUR USD for forward, EUR USD for spot. We can easily think about covered interest rate arbitrage, right? So how do we compute bid and ask price of the EUR USD given bid ask price of the USD EUR? Again, just reciprocal, right? Bid price of EUR USD is the reciprocal of the ask price of USD EUR. So we get this number. Ask price of EUR USD is a reciprocal of bid price of USD EUR. So we get this number. Now these numbers are same as the bid ask rate given in 2020 question 1. Actually, I was very lazy to give different numbers, so I just use the same number here. So anyway, bid ask rate of the EUR USD is now given like this. After that, this question is almost same as the question 1 of 2020 exam questions. So we need to think about 2 CIP formula with transaction cost. So since we have EUR USD, it's natural to replace F with EUR and D with dollar. Replace F with EUR, D with dollar. So this is the first case, and this is the second case. So we are going to compute this one, and we're going to compare that number with this one. If this inequality holds, CIP hold. But it turns out if we plug in all the number, this is what you have to pay after 1 year. If you borrow $1, this is the one you have to pay after 1 year. And this is the one you're going to get after 1 year. It turns out what you're going to get, the borrowing dollar, convert investing to pound, convert pound back into dollar, what you're going to get is bigger than what you have to pay. So CIP violation exists. Arbitrage opportunity for case 1. What about case 2? Just plug in all the number, ask rate for euro. So what is the meaning of this one? This is what you have to pay after 1 year. What is the meaning of this one? This is what you're gonna get after 1 year, right? What you have to pay is bigger than what you're gonna get. So this inequality holds, so CIP hold. So we can think about arbitrage opportunity only for the case 1. We have this one. I explained already. If you have this inequality, you already know what is the profit. The difference between this one minus this one is going to be profit, but careful for what? For borrowing $1, right? Just plug in all the number. This is the one you're going to get. This is what you have to pay. And this is same as almost the question 1 of 2020. So you're going to borrow dollar, convert dollar into should be euro. So this is the typo, should be euro. The euro in the spot market, except I'm using euro for pound. This is exactly same as before. I think only this number is different. So this number was 1.1% in the previous case, but here 2%. Anyway, the difference is the profit per this. You should be careful about this one per every $1 borrowing. No arbitrage equilibrium. So if everyone is implementing arbitrage strategy, everyone is trying to borrow dollar, that means the dollar interest rate should go up. Everyone is trying to obtain euro, so demand for euro increase, the exchange rate for euro increase. Everyone is depositing dollars, depositing euro, sorry. Then euro interest rate is going down, right? It's the same as before. And the question 2 of 2023 exam questions, it's actually question 2 and question 3 of topic 2.2 practice questions. So I already explained this one before. So we can skip this one. What about the question 3? Question 3 is about PPP. Suppose we are in the first quarter of 2020. The price level in US is $30,000. The price level in UK is 20,000 pounds. The spot exchange rate is given like this. Based on absolute purchasing power parity theory, is the US dollar over or undervalued? So in a PPP slide, what we learn is PPP implied exchange rate, GBP USD. GBP is in the denominator, USD is in the numerator. Then price level of numerator dollar should be here. Price level of pound, the currency in the denominator should be in the denominator, right? So this is how we compute PPP implied exchange rate. Once you compute this number, you're gonna compare that number with the actual exchange rate, right? We can think about goods market arbitrage. So basically the idea is you have to buy so you have two different price for the same consumption bundle. If this is the case, you have two different price for the same consumption bundle. So arbitrage is possible. You have to buy low and sell high. So you have to buy the consumption bundle from the country with a cheaper price because you can buy more here, buy from lower side and sell to the higher side. So we can think about goods market arbitrage, and we can think about the exchange rate forecasting. So if this is the case, the current exchange rate is less than PPP implied exchange rate, and if you think PPP is a good model, the current exchange rate should go up, right? So the pound should go up. So here pound is undervalued, and pound should appreciate from today's number to the PPP equilibrium exchange rate. Let's close down this one. It takes time. Sorry for this. So let's go back to why it's not closing down. Okay. All right. This is not the case. Where is the questions? Okay, sorry. Maybe I close down that thing too. Where is it? Yeah. Sorry for this. So PPP implied exchange rate of GBP USD. GBP is in the denominator, USD is in the numerator. So the price level of currency in the denominator is in the denominator. Price level of currency in the numerator is in the numerator. So we get $1.5 per pound. So you're gonna compare this one with current exchange rate. Current exchange rate is 1.4, PPP implied exchange rate is 1.5. So if you believe PPP is a good model, you pay too less amount of dollar in the current FX market. So pound is undervalued. So this question asks you to think about under or overvaluation of dollar. Pound is undervalued, that means dollar is overvalued, right? So if you believe PPP is a good model, dollar should depreciate and pound should appreciate, right? And create an arbitrage strategy in the goods market using 1 million pound. In order to think about goods market arbitrage, you need to think about how many consumption bundles you can buy in across two different countries. So you wanna buy from a country where you can buy more bundle. So anyway, so let's compute internal and external purchasing power of 1 million pound. Internal purchasing power means using 1 million pound, how many bundle you can buy in UK. So this is how many bundle you can buy in UK. External purchasing power of 1 million pound. This means you're gonna convert pound into dollar. Using that dollar amount, you're gonna buy number of consumption bundle in US. So this is how many bundle you can buy in US. This is how many bundle you can buy in UK. So if you compute this, the 1 million pound times reciprocal of price level, this is the number of consumption bundle you can buy with 1 pound, right? You combine this amount of consumption bundle with 1 pound. So if you multiply by 1 million pound, you get 50 bundle. So in UK, you can buy 50 consumption bundle. In US, you're gonna convert 1 million pound into dollars. The pound will be canceled. You're gonna get 1.4 billion dollar. Then this should be dollars. So there's another typo. Sorry for this. So this is the reciprocal of price level in US. So given $1.4 million, if you multiply that by reciprocal of $30,000, you're gonna get 46.667 bundle. So you can buy 50 bundle in UK, you can buy 46 something in US. So in which country the consumption bundle is cheaper? In UK, it's cheaper because you can buy more. So cheaper price per every one consumption bundle here. So you're gonna buy 50 bundle. You're gonna buy 50 consumption bundle in UK with 1 million pound. And once you get 50 consumption bundle, you're gonna export that to US. When you export and sell that bundle in US, what is the price of each bundle? That's the very definition of price level. What is the definition of price level? This is the price for consumption bundle, one consumption bundle, right? So 50 bundle, you sell it for $30,000 per every bundle. Should be bundle. Then you're gonna get $1,500,000. Now you start with the 1 million pound, you're gonna get the $1.5 billion. It's better to use common currency to think about the profit. So I'm going to translate this $1.5 million into pound using current exchange rate. Why reciprocal? Because you have to multiply dollar per pound per dollar, right? Then dollar will be canceled. We don't have dollar per pound, the pound per dollar. We only have dollar per pound. So we're gonna use reciprocal. So this is the actually pound per dollar, right? Reciprocal of dollar per pound. So once you compute this one, this is the pound amount you're gonna get. So start from 1 million pound, you end up with more than 1 million pound. The difference is gonna be your profit, and the profit divided by 1 million pound, that's the rate of return. So you put 1 million pound and you get 71430 pound rate of return. Any questions? Okay. Now suppose so this is the one we already discussed, the questions. Let's suppose we are now in the first quarter 2021. US inflation rate, so after 1 year, US inflation rate is 5%, UK inflation is 7%. Consider the future exchange rate, so at T plus 1, 2021 quarter first is $1.3 per pound. What do you expect to happen to pound sterling? So this is I didn't give this question actually. There was another lecturer, so he used this term. But if I give you this question this year, I will make sure to put the real appreciation or depreciation, real exchange rate here. Anyway, so we learn how to compute real appreciation and real depreciations. First of all, what is the real exchange rate? Real exchange rate is nominal exchange rate times price level ratio. Be careful. Price level of pound is here in the numerator, and price level of dollar is in the denominator. the opposite, right, of the nominal exchange rate. Anyway, so given this one, we can compute changes in real exchange rate. We derived this formula in the lecture slide. You don't have to know how to derive this one. You just need to know changes in real exchange rate comes from three components. Changes in nominal exchange rate, changes in price level for pound, changes in price level for dollar. And what is this? This is the 1 plus inflation rate. If this is positive number, this is inflation rate for pound. What is this? This is the 1 plus pi T plus $1 inflation rates. So we can use inflation rate here. 1 plus inflation rate, 1 plus inflation rate. And if we know what is the exchange rate at T and T plus 1, we know every number here, so we can compute real appreciation or depreciations. That's what we are doing here. So given this formula, it's natural to replace F with pound, D with dollar. So F for the pound, D for the dollar. When we know what is the exchange rate at 2020, 1.4. This is 1.4. This one is the exchange rate at T plus $1 per pound, which is 1.3. So 1.4 for this one, 1.3 for this one. And this is the 1 plus inflation rate in UK, 1.07. This is the inflation rate for US, so 1.05. So we get this number. Now, what is the interpretations? What is the meaning of minus here? The currency in the denominator depreciate. That's the meaning of this minus sign by this amount. So real depreciation of GBP by 5.374%. That was the end of the section A for 2023.